Welcome to Yosemite National Park. And I've got over 30 facts about the incredible wilderness and sometimes almost unreal geological formations of this park. For this video, I gathered the information from the National Park Service and the O-Ranger guides that you'll receive when you visit the park. Yosemite is one of 431 parks managed by the National Park Service as of 2024. Yosemite was originally created as a forest reserve by President Abraham Lincoln in 1864. And on October the 1st, 1890, it became a national park. Yosemite is located within the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Each year, Yosemite attracts about 4 million visitors to its 5 distinct areas, including Yosemite Valley and Wawona. Yosemite is 747,000 acres large. It's filled with waterfalls, its giant sequoia trees, and its distinctive granite cliffs. Yosemite has an impressive elevation range from down at 1,800 feet to over 13,000 feet, providing a diversity of different climate zones. The lower montane forest zone is 166,000 acres large and begins near the 3,000 feet elevation range. It includes hot, dry summers and cool, moist winters, including snow. And in this zone, it has a diversity of trees, including oak, pine, cedar, and fir trees. And the giant sequoia groves are also found in this vegetation zone. One of the first waterfalls that you'll encounter when you drive into Yosemite Valley is Ribbon Fall. This incredible waterfall is surrounded by granite cliffs and is 1,612 feet high. Yosemite Falls is 2,425 feet tall, that's 739 meters, making it the tallest waterfall in North America and number 5 in the world. Yosemite Falls is a combination of the upper Yosemite Fall, the middle Cascades, and the lower Yosemite Fall. One of my favorite views is observing this upper falls and middle Cascades coming together and forming this cauldron of this icy mist. The entire Yosemite wilderness has over 750 miles of trail that is sure to satisfy any curious hiker looking for adventure. Now, where does all this water come from? Well, in Yosemite, most of its precipitation falls as snow that accumulates at above 6,000 or so feet, creating a natural reservoir that releases meltwater throughout the dry seasons. In fact, in late summer, Yosemite Falls can almost completely dry up before the wet season begins in the fall. And then lo and behold, in the spring, all that snow melts and Yosemite Falls generally peaks out in late spring. Yeah, this here is right after a hot day, and this flow is quite impressive. Rising streams and groundwater inundate meadows and bring nutrients and sediments to sustain the biologically rich areas. Amphibians use this period of, it's called spring pulse, to lay their eggs in these flooded meadows. Here in Yosemite, nature always is undergoing constant change through its rivers, waterfalls, rock falls, and periodic flooding. Because these rock slides can happen at any time, just make sure that you are always aware of your surroundings when you're traveling through the park. It also includes just staying on the trails because you don't want to dislodge any rocks that could fall, onto the trails underneath. And also, some streams will even change their flow rate as the sun and warmth throughout the day increases snow melt. So some of the streams and trails that were once calm at one point may become unpassable upon the time that you return back to them. So be aware. But beautiful, beautiful views though from some of these trails. And in the valley alone, there's 12 miles of biking trails. And bikes, you can bring yourselves like we did, or you can rent them at Curry Village or at the Yosemite Village throughout different seasons. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you get to learn a little bit about this wonderful place and experience it yourself. Now, there are periods of drought, and you can see the effects of some of these forest fires. But not all fires are bad ones, and many trees, such as the giant sequoia, need fire to reproduce. And fire also opens up the forest to allow natural filtered light in, so plants such as the Pacific dogwood can thrive. You may even occasionally see the park officials intentionally doing controlled fires to clear out some of that undergrowth. Drought can also affect other areas of California, and in fact, there's a Hetch Hetchy Reservoir in Yosemite which provides water to San Francisco, as well as even hydroelectric power. Another part of Yosemite that can also get dry is Mirror Lake, and it's often referred to as Mirror Meadow in the summer as it dries up and fills with grasses and sandy areas. But this is it in late spring with just flowing with water. There's also Curry Village Lake. No, I'm just kidding, it's just a puddle in the parking lots. And there's Half Dome. Now speaking of Half Dome is an estimated 87 million years old. I mean, talk about aging well. So where do all these rocks come from? Well, geologists believe that the granite walls of Yosemite were solidified over 5 miles underground until the overlying rock eroded away and exposed into cliffs such as Half Dome. This is Half Dome during sunrise here, and the elevation of Half Dome is 8,842 feet. It's so tall that even after the sunrise, it still creates a shadow over the valley for quite some time, and eventually, though, the sun does break through, and here's a little time lapse that I shot when we were visiting. If you notice any of those dark streaks near the waterfalls, they're actually caused by lichens, tiny organisms. Natives have been living in the Yosemite area for over 8,000 years, and many cultures have come to live in this valley, and it became to be called the Wawona, hope I'm saying that right, which means gaping mouth-like peace. And by the late 18th century, most of Yosemite was populated by Miwok people and were later joined by other surrounding native people. But as the 1800s brought non-Indian miners to the Sierra Nevadas and also Yosemite, sadly thousands of Miwok people were killed or starved. After 1900, the native population dramatically shrank and the villages were disbanded. Now descendants of Yosemite live throughout the world, and in 1990 about 400 natives still lived in the surrounding county. The Indian village of the Wawona brings to life some of their stories and culture, and it's located at the Valley Visitor Center, and it's open year-round. Well, I hope you got to learn a lot about this amazing park, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for your support. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back for another video. Safe travels and have a great day.